All right, Padres fans. So we didn't really know Ha-Seong Kim's status yesterday. There wasn't the news on it. It was just that there was imaging. Mike Shildt, when he talked to the media pregame, he was saying that he got the news like 10 minutes before that. So it was kind of what I expected. You weren't really going to hear much yesterday on it. They were going to wait. And then here it comes today. Mike Shildt tells the media before this game against the Twins tonight that Kim is going on the IL, may go past 10 days. Annie Halbrun of 97.3 The Fan says here, but they're optimistic it won't. Diagnosis is shoulder inflammation. Matthew Batten joining the Padres. Um, and so we could talk about the shortstop situation, but first about Kim. He was in the sling. The Padres initially were saying how it was a jammed shoulder. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised that this is the designation, that it's a inflamed shoulder inflammation, whatever. I'm not surprised that he's going on the IL one. I mean, when Ha-Seong Kim, and I think I said this already, but when Ha-Seong Kim dives back into first base, he immediately signals for time, gets up. He's kind of squirming around a little bit, holding that shoulder because of pain. And I'm sure we probably have all, or most of us have been in a situation where we're just in pain. So we kind of walk around aimlessly. So there was that. Then he's walking straight to the dugout. He's not trying to convince the trainer or tell his interpreter to tell the trainer that I'm good, leave me in the game. Clearly in pain, slams the helmet in the dugout, going down the steps. It was clear that this was not going to be some insignificant thing where he misses a couple of days. Not going to happen. So I'm not surprised that he's on the IL. Is this the right move? Yeah. I mean, I know that some Padres fans are like, hey, Ha-Seong Kim, don't need him at shortstop. He hasn't been doing that great this year. Just have Bogarts go play shortstop, have Cronenworth play second, or have Solano play second, and have Cronenworth play the other spot. You have a rise. Like, there's depth here. It's not the worst thing in the world to have Kim out. And I do understand that viewpoint. Like, if you're going to have one of those positions out, I guess you choose the one that isn't doing the best offensively overall this year. Okay. But Ha-Seong Kim still helps this team. He's still a pretty darn good defender. I'm not the biggest fan of some of his base running decisions this year. I've been a little bit disappointed by his offense this season. I thought it was going to be maybe the same, or maybe he takes a step forward. It just doesn't seem like, that big contract talk that we were maybe looking at down the line. It doesn't feel like that's what's going to happen in the offseason. So it stinks because, when you're trying to win, you want Ha-Seong Kim to perform. He's obviously still a fan favorite. May not be the biggest fan favorite on social media by some, but social media is not 100% of the fan base. It's not 100% of the world. While sometimes it feels that way, it's not. And so, most Padres fans still love the guy. And I still think that he has value for this team. So this way here, they can get him healthy. Maybe he can have some time off to reset, work on some things. I don't know how much he can work on with the shoulder, but I'm just saying maybe there's something, mental aspect, something maybe that he can work on here. And hopefully he can come back at some point this season. Now, with who is going to be at shortstop, right now it's Tyler Wade. Matthew Batten comes up. He's not going to be starting every day. He doesn't even have that impressive of numbers in AAA. His big league numbers aren't impressive. He's not like this offense first guy. Someone who has speed, righty bat, I believe, can come off the bench if you need him to, pinch run. He can start if you need him to give someone a day off. You don't want Tyler Wade in there. But as of now, it seems like they're just going with Tyler Wade at shortstop. He's in there tonight with Bogarts still at second base. I'll read you the lineup tonight, by the way. Arises DHing, Profar's in left, Cronenworth is at first, Manny, then Bogarts at second, Merrill's in center, Peralta's in right, Campy's catching, Wade is at short. Obviously, Manny's at third, by the way. So that's the lineup. And, I mean, Kim was already at the bottom of the order anyway. And Tyler Wade, I don't think he's terrible defensively. He has speed. He's a team guy. So how much, and it sucks to say this, but how much of a downgrade is it going from Ha-Seong Kim to Tyler Wade? I know Kim was just ranked by ESPN as one of the more underrated players in baseball, but this year, how underrated is he? You could say that maybe last year, but this year, again, it's been a disappointing season for Kim. So, um, really, what this Kim thing is it's a loss of the depth because I'd rather have Tyler Wade on the bench than Matthew Batten. I think Tyler Wade, with the big league veteran status that he has, um, the speed, the left-handed bat, and you'd rather have Kim out there defensively. I still think than Tyler Wade. I think you'd still rather have Kim out there, obviously, than Matthew Batten defensively. It's just it's a depth thing. Um, if so, Kim on the IL today. I'm just going through my head here. If they were to move Bogarts to shortstop, couldn't they have done that tonight? Why couldn't they do that tonight? Are they waiting for a new series? Like, what would they be waiting for to move Bogarts to shortstop? He's only played shortstop like his whole life before going over to second base, right? He was fine there. He wasn't terrible there last year defensively. He was fine there defensively. So, I mean, it feels like to me that they're just going with Tyler Wade and they're going with Bogarts at second base. They want to make it clear. I don't think that they want to put Bogarts at short and then maybe in the offseason, in spring training, it's a conversation of who's the long-term shortstop. Is Bogarts the long-term shortstop again if Kim's not here and he signs somewhere else in the offseason? I feel like they really want to make it like clear. Nope, Bogey, you are our second baseman. But I'm totally fine with Crony at second base because he plays second base well. Would it be the worst thing to have him go play shortstop? I mean, I guess you got to weigh. Would you rather have Crony at first or have him at short, not have Wade at short, not have Bogart at short, I guess, as well, and then have Solano or Rise? You'd rather have that at first base every day. I'm not so sure they want that. But as AJ Cassavell wrote, and I agree with this, Mike Shildt, he's been vague. AJ writes here, for whatever reason, Shildt has been vague when asked about his shortstop options beyond Tyler Wade. Obviously, no shortage of candidates given that most of the roster has played shortstop at some point. To me, that's interesting. Like, why so vague? Yesterday, when he was talking to the media, and this was before Kim was placed on the IL, he was being asked, I think, by Mike Pomeranz at first, like, what are your options? And he was asked about Bogarts going to shortstop. And Shildt was like, we have, and he kept repeating, I'm not quoting him directly, but we have options. We have plenty of options. We have various options there, something like that. And Pomerantz asked about Bogarts, and then he just repeated it. We're going to look at our options, various options. Bogarts is one of those options. But like again, that's kind of vague. That's not answering. He didn't answer the question directly, or maybe as directly as we would have hoped there. So is this him indirectly telling us that they're still talking about it? Brandon Crawford, I believe he was just released by the St. Louis Cardinals today or DFA'd, something like that. So is it because of that? Are they trying to sign Brandon Crawford? And we just don't really know yet about that. We don't know if they're going to land him. If they do land him, are they going to put Brandon Crawford at shortstop like immediately? Like, what are they waiting on here? Because the options, I feel like they're already up at the big league level. It's Tyler Wade, it's Xander Bogaerts, it's Jake Cronenworth because they're not putting Manny over there at shortstop. Tatis is out. Some might mention Tatis, but I don't think they would bring him back from injury to put him at shortstop when they want less action from him with what he's coming back from, the stress reaction. So I don't see that happening. So for me, it's like, and I tweeted this out, like, if you're confident, is he scared of the fans' reaction or the media's reaction? Scared maybe isn't the right word. That's a little harsh. But does he just not want to come out and say, I'm confident in Tyler Wade and he has my full confidence? He's going to be the everyday guy. Does he not want to say that? He's someone that has confidence in his players, though. So if that's actually what was happening, I feel like he would just go out and say it and then give his best backing of Tyler Wade and explain why he's going to be the starting shortstop, why he's better a better option right now than other guys and how much confidence he has in Tyler Wade. For me, it's like, just say it then. If this is what it is, then okay, I've accepted that Bogarts is the second baseman. He's not a shortstop. So just say it then. If the Padres don't know yet, that's okay. Just say we don't know yet. To be honest, Mike Pomerantz or whoever asked the question, we don't know yet. I guess I would have just went about it differently. I would not have been like, well, we've got options. And then when you're asked about Bogarts, Bogarts is one of those options. Does he just not want to give away something to the other team? I mean, the lineups get announced hours before the game. These other teams have scouting reports on these guys, so I don't really think it's that. So I don't know. It's just a little weird to me. McKim's on the IL. Not a big surprise. This could be a good thing. Maybe a little bit of a mental reset, and then get that shoulder right. Obviously. So gave you the Padres lineup. Twins lineup is out. Former Padre Manny Margot is leading off and left. Royce Lewis is DHing. Carlos Santana's at first. Jeffers is catching. Miranda's at third. Kyle Farmer's at second. Willie Castro is at short. Max Kepler's in right. And then Austin Martin is in center field. I'd give the pitching matchup advantage to the Twins tonight. Bailey Ober on the mound. The ERA is not super impressive, 3.49, but he's been pitching really well as of late. And what I mean by as of late, like his last 10 starts or so. Here are his last 10 starts: 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, no runs, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 innings, no runs, 7 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 1 run. How many is that? That's 7. 6 innings, 1 run, 9 innings, 2 runs, and 6 and a third, 1 run. So he's been really good over his last 10. That's since mid-June. And Martin Perez, he's been good with the Padres. He's not going to that fastball. I feel like hitters, I think this is what Ruben said, or maybe Martin said it as well. They were ready to hit that fastball. He's barely throwing the fastball. He's throwing the sinker. He's throwing a changeup. Or maybe it's a cutter. I'm forgetting. Maybe I'm messing up that other pitch that he's throwing. But he's going to different pitches, using a different pitch mix. So I'm going to be interested in seeing how this pitching matchup will play out. How long will Perez go? Can the Padres get to Bailey Ober, or is this going to have to be a situation where they're going to have to grind through that, get him out of the game, and get to someone in the Minnesota Twins bullpen? But yeah, those are just some of my pregame thoughts. The bullpen situation for the Padres tonight: Suarez threw 22 pitches, but he can go back to back. Same thing with Scott. Same thing with Jason Adam. Those 3 guys were good for the most part last night, especially Jason Adam. Really good. Morahone had the day off. Hoeing had the day off. Estrada, Matsui, Reynolds. So we'll see who they go to, but the bullpen's in a pretty good spot here. So Martin Perez, I don't think he has a ton of pressure on him to go, 6 innings tonight. Although it wouldn't be the worst thing.